Some people think winning feels like fireworks, but it doesn't. In fact, most of the time, winning feels like isolation, like staring at your phone at 1:28 a.m., wanting to text someone, but realizing nobody would understand what you're becoming. Because the truth is, the moment you become serious about your life, you start losing people who were serious about wasting theirs. And nobody warns you about that part.
And nobody tells you that growth has a smell, and weak minds can smell it from miles away. The second you stop laughing at things that destroy your future, the second you stop chasing validation, the second you stop explaining yourself, people start looking at you differently. Not because you changed into a bad person, but because your discipline became a mirror, and mirrors make insecure people uncomfortable. That is the beginning of the cost.
Now see, everyone wants to win, but nobody wants the side effects. Nobody talks about the silence, the missed moments, the emotional starvation, the nights where you question if all this sacrifice is even worth it. Because winning is not an event. It's a slow execution of who you used to be. And that process hurts. And you know what's terrifying? One day, you will wake up and realize your old personality can't survive where your future is trying to take you. The jokes change, your mindset changes, your tolerance changes, even your eyes change. You stop reacting emotionally to small things. You stop needing attention. You stop begging people to stay. And suddenly, people say, you changed. Yeah, you had to. Because the version of you that stayed comfortable was slowly dying anyway. That's the part social media never shows you. They show the trophy, not the paranoia. They show the muscles, not the mornings where your body felt broken. They show the money, not the years of feeling invisible. They show the confidence, not the brutal self-hatred that forced transformation in the first place.
So, stick this thing in your heads that every winner you admire made a private decision the average person was too emotionally weak to make. That decision was to suffer intentionally. And that's the difference. Average persons suffer accidentally, but winners suffer strategically.
And that's the reason most people never evolve. Because evolution demands separation. And separation feels like death before it feels like freedom. Just think about it. A snake cannot grow without shedding its skin. But imagine how painful that process must feel. The old layer tears apart before the new one fully forms. That's exactly what happens to a human being chasing greatness. Your old habits fight back. Your old addictions whisper your name at night. Your comfort zone starts sounding like home again. And the scariest part? Nobody can save you during that stage. Not your friends, not motivation videos, not quotes, not music. This battle becomes terrifyingly personal. Because there comes a phase in life where you either disappoint yourself forever or disappoint everybody else temporarily. And most people choose the first option, because it's easier to betray your future than risk being misunderstood in the present. That's why fake dreams are popular, and real ambition is lonely, as real ambition changes everything in you and make you a legendary person. Certainly not like a legendary Pokemon, I guess. And try to keep this your mind. There's a hidden tax attached to every level of success, and the higher you climb, the more expensive the tax becomes. Peace becomes expensive. Trust becomes expensive. Time becomes expensive. Even your energy becomes guarded like a weapon. And you start realizing not everybody deserves access to your mind anymore. Because some people don't want to see you grow loudly. They want to see you stay average quietly. And that realization changes a person forever.
Now, listen carefully. Winning is not about becoming superhuman. It's about becoming harder to distract. That's it.
Most people lose their future to noise, opinions, comparison, temporary emotions. They leak their entire potential into meaningless things, then wonder why their life never changes. But the dangerous individuals, the ones who eventually transform their entire reality, learn how to protect their focus like their life depends on it. Because it does. There are people right now living lives they secretly hate because they kept choosing comfort over construction, comfort over discipline, comfort over growth. And comfort is seductive. It speaks softly. It says, rest today. Start tomorrow. You deserve a break. You still have time. And suddenly, 5 years disappear. That's the real horror, not failure. Wasted potential. There is nothing more painful than becoming older while staying the same person internally. That pain destroys people quietly. So understand this clearly. The cost of winning is high. You will lose sleep. You will lose people. You will lose old versions of yourself. You will have moments where your mind feels like a war zone. But the cost of staying average, that bill is even heavier. Because average pain never ends. It repeats every year, every birthday, every regret, every moment you look in the mirror, wondering who you could have become if you stopped betraying yourself. And one day, life stops giving reminders. It simply gives consequences. So if you're going to suffer anyway, suffer for growth, suffer for transformation, suffer building something real. Because one day, after all the isolation, all the discipline, all the silent battles nobody clapped for, you'll finally meet the person you were supposed to become. And when that moment arrives, you'll realize the truth. Winning was never about beating other people. It was about finally becoming stronger than the version of you that kept choosing comfort over destiny.